This is Iran's Kheibar Shekan ballistic missile, and the regime has been firing it at U.S. bases across the Middle East. Iran has been using the missile throughout its war with the United States. But U.S. officials say Iran's attacks are growing more and more complex, and that's making the missile even more dangerous for American troops. The Kheibar Shekan is a medium-range ballistic missile. Iran claims it can fly 900 miles, meaning it can threaten the entire Middle East and beyond. Iran considers the missile to be all Iranian, meaning it was designed in Iran and it's not a modified version of an older Soviet missile. It's named after the Battle of Kheibar in the 7th century when followers of the Prophet Muhammad conquered a Jewish enclave. There are a few features that make this missile challenging for Iran's adversaries. In some variants, the nose section, which carries the warhead, can maneuver as it crashes toward the Earth at high speeds. The missile also has solid fuel, unlike older missiles, meaning it doesn't need to be fueled up right before launch. That allows Iran to keep the missiles loaded on trucks and ready to fire quickly before U.S. warplanes can take them out. Experts also say the missile can carry a payload of more than 1,000 pounds and travel thousands of miles an hour, making direct hits incredibly dangerous.
موشکی خیبر شکن برای اولین بار در مقابل دیدگان شما نوع موشک بالستیک با سوخت جامد.
When the Kheibar Shekan was introduced in 2022, Iran's military claimed its third-generation design made the missile one-third the weight of previous models and took about 1/6 the time to launch. Iran has been using the Kheibar Shekan alongside other missiles and drones, and it has been using a range of speeds, flight paths, and maneuvers to try to confuse defenses. The U.S. has shot down the majority of those projectiles, but some have gotten through. In July, 3 American soldiers were killed in an attack on a base in Jordan. Before the war started, the U.S. and Israel estimated that Iran had about 2,500 medium-range ballistic missiles, including the Kheibar Shekan. Iran also has short-range ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and space launch vehicles. It has also fired intermediate-range ballistic missiles at the U.S. military base in the Indian Ocean, known as Diego Garcia. During Epic Fury, the U.S. tried to knock out Iran's missile and launch sites, but officials say Iran has been able to dig them out of underground facilities and reconstitute some of its supply. There's also evidence that Iran has shared the Kheibar Shekan with the Houthi rebels in Yemen. The Defense Intelligence Agency has published photos showing that the Houthis' version is nearly identical to Iran's. Iran hasn't disclosed the cost of the Kheibar Shekan, but analysts say it is far cheaper than the U.S. and Israeli interceptors that are used to shoot them down. Those interceptors, like Patriots, THAADs, and Standard missiles, cost between $2 million and $15 million each, depending on the type. At the beginning of the war, President Trump and other U.S. officials said that a key objective of Epic Fury was to wipe out Iran's missile program.
We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground.
But President Trump has backed off of that objective and is now largely focused on getting Iran to drop its pursuit of a nuclear weapon.
Missiles aren't the problem. Missiles they hurt a little location, but they don't blow up the planet.
Entering its 5th month, the conflict between Iran and the United States has continued to flare up, with both sides launching attacks on strategic targets. And there's no sign yet that the two countries are ready to sign a deal.